Well, thank you, Mary, for spending your time today to share your views on the pallet industry and some of the trends that are happening that are going to affect manufacturers and people in the supply chain. Can you start by providing a brief background of yourself?
Certainly. I'm Mary Pat Freeman, and I'm fairly new to the material handling industry. I actually became interested in material handling a few years ago when Tylenol had to have a recall in the marketplace. My background, I started my early career as a med tech specializing in infectious disease. So epidemiology and root cause of a problem has always been of interest to me. And when fingers started getting pointed towards pallets as a major contributor of the problem, I got interested in material handling. And so that's how I got involved into this product line. And today I'm responsible for bringing a new product into the market that for the first time I think offers a real hygienic pallet solution.
Well, what changes are occurring in the U.S. market that is promoting or prompting an increase in interest in aluminum pallets?
Probably the biggest is the Food Safety Modernization Act. In January of 2011, President Obama signed a new law in the United States called Food Safety Modernization. And it's an act that actually is shifting the responsibility of responding to contamination to preventing it. So manufacturers have a different focus today. That it's truly looking at now what are the root causes and going to attack preventing it. So food manufacturers and distributors are going to have to take a look at the pallets. And because of the last 3 to 4 years, wood pallets have become very well known as a source of the complications. The U.S. National Consumer League did testing on pallets, I think in 2010, and what they ended up showing is about 10% of pallets tested positive for E. coli and 3% for listeria, both of which are significant health hazards for individuals. Plus, some of the Food Safety Modernization Act grants the FDA enforcement powers, the authority to actually prohibit them from distributing food. And that's a first time in FDA history. So now not only do they have guidance and the capability of a law that they want individuals to follow, but they've got the empowerment to do something about it if they don't comply. So these documentations are certainly changing the industry in the United States and will affect the global distribution of product as well.
What effect do you see the new regulation having on the global market, and do you see it affecting any other industries?
I certainly do. Globally, there's already been FDA notification that they are going to turn their eyes towards the international distribution. And certainly, incoming in is going to be their first area that they're going to scrutinize and take a look at how things are transported and what effect it will have on the safety of the products being made available to the U.S. consumer. As far as the industry itself, the contamination issue that you see as it relates to food is also a complication in the pharmaceutical industry. Many of the problems, as I alluded to at the beginning, Tylenol is one prime example where the product itself within the bottle wasn't contaminated, but because of the supply chain activity with contamination entering into that process, just needs to get on a finger, get on a lid, get on it, and then the next thing you know, the entire product has been contaminated. So I see it affecting both of those industries.
And what makes iPallets different from other pallets in the market?
iPallet is one of the only 100% hygienic type of a pallet. All of the other pallets manufactured today pretty much mirror the design of the old wood pallet. So you still have top crossbars, and you still have the design looking like the pallets of many years ago. The iPallet has been designed with a solid plate top. And so we use laser stamping to stamp it out for design, for embossing. in order to control the weight of the product. But because it's a solid top, there's no weld joints, there's no fasteners, there's no areas in which contamination can get into the top of the pallet. That will completely protect whatever product is put on the pallet. All of the welds that are associated with the pallet or fastening associated with the pallet is done under the surface mounted under the top part of the plate. And that's a new design that's been patented for the food and pharmaceutical industry.
And why is aluminum a good choice for a pallet? Isn't aluminum too costly?
Aluminum's a perfect choice. 5 really good reasons. First, it's very, very lightweight. It also has a naturally generated protective coating so that it's very highly corrosion resistant. It's 100% impermeable. It's non-toxic, and it's 100% recyclable. So it's eco-friendly as well. It's ideal for storing food and pharmaceuticals. As far as the cost, it actually is very cost effective. When you take a look at the use of pallets, instead of buying multiple pallets annually, the key to an aluminum pallet is that it will last a long time. iPallets are ones that come with a 10-year warranty, yet the pricing of it is been priced specifically so that you have a break-even point approximately 3 years into using the aluminum pallet, and yet it's going to last for at least 10 years, probably 20. The key to the pricing is that if you really look at a cost justification over time, you'll see it's half the cost of a wood pallet over the same 10-year duration. So that's actually a cost savings, not too costly.
And my last question is, what should a buyer look for in a manufacturer to know that they're picking the right product?
As far as a manufacturer goes, I think they need to kind of shift their mind in how they buy pallets. What I see is pallets are considered a commodity today, and realistically, you should look for a manufacturer that has the ability to make sure that you're buying the right product. Because if you're going to buy it, you want it to last for a long period of time. Let's make sure it's going to be for the use that you need. It shouldn't just look at the lowest cost readily available alternative. Companies like iPallets or another company, Premier Handling, who is a company that provides pallet moving equipment, they'll work with you to identify and understand your use of the pallet, how you move it, what your needs are before actually recommending a product to you. The specialization that iPallets has is they will customize a pallet for your specific solution so that we're positive it has the right weight, the right sides, the right edges in order to accommodate how you're going to physically move that pallet around and use that pallet to store your product internally. And that way we're certain that it will be a cost savings for you over time.
Thank you, Mary, for sharing your insights on the pallets and the new trends in the pallet industry.
Thanks for having me. I've enjoyed it.
Thank you.